Hey, I'm Pastor Art. Welcome to Thoughts with Pastor Art. We get together every so often and address some things on your mind, some concerns, maybe some challenges you're facing. You may have saw something uh, cross your path, and you say, "You know what? I say it's this, but let me get another perspective." And that's what we do here. You send some things over to me, and you say, Pastor Art, what's your take on this? What's your perspective? What's your view? What are your thoughts on this thing that may or may not be impacting me in my world and in my life? And if that's the case, you have something, send it over to me. Thoughts at Pastor Art. Excuse me, Pastor Art Thoughts. I got the email address wrong after so many different programs we've taken. PastorArtThoughts at gmail.com. PastorArtThoughts at gmail.com. Send them over. They actually come to my phone as of right now. I would love to take a look at them. I'll hit you right back if there's something on your mind. And then if it's something that we believe we should, make it to a little program here, we will. Amen. Don't forget, Thoughts with Pastor Art is brought to you by Property of God Clothing. Property of God Clothing found at propertyofgodclothing.com. It's the greatest clothing line devoted to the faithful believer, the faithful. And that's what we all should be striving to be and to become a faithful believer. So many people say that they're Christian. So many people say they're a believer. But are you faithful? That's the question I would love to ask. Hope you're faithful to our program here. We're here on social media. This is where you can find us at Officially Regal. So we hope that you subscribe to all of our social media platforms: Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, of course, and X. Find us at Officially Regal. Be our friend. Subscribe, follow us now. Trust me, we would love for you to become part of our family here. So let's look at what someone sent in today. My boyfriend doesn't treat me like he should. I should be. This is, I guess, how you feel. I should be first in his life, as is he in mine. I think we have a little bit of a problem with wording, but maybe we were a little upset when we wrote this. Instead, I'm an alternative that he interacts with when he sees fit or when time is available. Is he wrong to treat me this way, or am I wrong? Is he wrong, or am I wrong? Well, let me just say this out the gate. You use the term boyfriend. So that alone is kind of troubling because, again, if you're a Christian, there should be a structure surrounding your relationship, and boyfriend and girlfriend time, if that's who you are to him and he is to you. Boyfriend and girlfriend time is just forming the foundation of what's to come. It's not to date to see if we like each other, if this is going to work out. No, there is already something established. Here it is. There is an intention there. And the intention for you and him is to walk forward in the sight of God, and you have plans to devote your life together. And in this message, the only thing I see here that you have described him as is as a boyfriend. So I don't know if your relationship is biblically based or if it's Christ endorsed. I don't know if you're living together. I don't know what's going on. And here's the reason why. There are a lot of Christians who claim to be Christians and they live and they try to coexist a life together that's defined by the world. And listen, your Christianity is in question if that's the case. So again, I think we're dealing with a bigger problem, and we need to make those things clear. So let's make pretend that you guys are Christians. This is a Christian program, and I'm assuming so. If that's the case, no, this would not be happening. He would not be treating you this way, treating you as an alternative. But again, it doesn't sound as if you guys are in an earnest, honest Christian relationship. It sounds as if maybe you're a Christian. He might say he's a Christian, but he's a Christian in a way that many guys are. It sounds good, and they wear the necklace and the cross and all that. But when it comes down to it, when we open up the Bible, it's a different story. Amen. Um, so I mean, The other side of this that might be a little difficult for you to handle is, again, how you described him, a boyfriend. It seems to be what you're seeking from him is a response from him to you as if you are a wife, and you're not. If there's no intention, if there's no ring on your finger. Now again, you meet someone. And here's the process I try when I counsel and guide people through this. You meet someone. Date one, outing two, intentions need to be listed. There are men out there that says, "Listen, I want to be married. I want to have a family, and I want to invest in a person, and I want that person to invest in me, and I want us to take this walk, take this journey together to forever." This is not a prenuptial agreement arrangement to forever. I want to build something with that person. Now, ma'am, did you have this conversation with your boyfriend? Doesn't sound like you did. And to move further, those are the first 2 dates. Why? You don't want your time wasted. Are you a Christian? Are you a believer? Okay, date number 2. I'm gonna go to you with you, sir, to your church. And I'm gonna see how you interact with your family. Now, again, the world is cringing right now. Oh my God, it's too soon. You don't know how much time you have. It's a waste of time to be messing around and playing games. You go to the church, you really find out who that person is. And the same for you. He should want to take you to your church. And all of this surrounds also meeting families. It's very, very important. Now, again, the world will say, "Oh, that's too soon. I got to get to know him," and so on. So, yes, this is how you get to know him. You don't get to know him by going to play pool and going to the bar and going to the club and definitely not going to the hotel, motel, Holiday Inn. That's not how you get to, because those things are marriage privileges. It sounds to me, ma'am, that you're looking for him to respond to you as if you are his wife, when in fact you have already established, correct me if I'm wrong, that you're not. And he's responding to you and treating you to a certain degree by way of the role that you hold. You're not a fiance because that's not how you introduce yourself as. And you're not a wife. That is not how you introduce yourself as to me. You introduce yourself as a girlfriend. And in the secular world, not in the Christian world, okay, the secular world, if he's treating you, responding to you that way, it's applicable. But as a believer, I don't think you would be reaching out to me with this concern or with these problems. If he's a believer and you're a believer and you're on the same page and you're coming together into a relationship with plans for the future, and Christ is going to bring you together, because remember, what Christ brings together, let no man, let nothing separate. And here you have separation because you have confusion, because the intentions at the beginning were not established and they were not confounded and defined by Christ. I think if you had that, it would be something different. So, what would my recommendations be? Well, that needs to be a necessary conversation. And listen, take hold to how he responds. If he brushes it off, give him one shot, give him a chance, and say, "This is what I need. This is what I expect. And this is what, more than anything else, as a young woman, and I believe you are a young, this is what I deserve." And if he doesn't want to give that to you, don't waste your time. God has someone ready, prepared, and willing to step up and do all the things for you and with you, partnership that God calls for. So, again, this may not be what you wanted to hear, but I believe with all my heart this is the truth. That's my thought. The question is, what's your thought? And those of you who are watching today, what's your thought? Again, We have to make sure that there is a segregation between the way of the world and the way of the church of Jesus Christ, that is. And it's not in many regards. Many Christians try to enter into relationships by way of the world. And listen, they have a lot of problems. They look very miserable. And can it be fixed? Yes, it can be fixed because whatever's impossible by man is always possible by God. But both of you have to fall on your knees before the Lord and humble yourself and say, Lord, rescue us. And he will rescue you. Amen. So, what are your thoughts? You know, I know I kind of went past him treating her that way. Hopefully, there's no abuse. He didn't mention that or anything. It's just that she wasn't getting a response from him that she wanted. But what are your thoughts? Share your perspective on situations like this because they're every day. Every day we see this from people. I believe the root of the problem is it's not a Christian relationship, it's a worldly relationship. And in a worldly relationship, you're going to get worldly responses. What's your thought?